So micro teams, quality, what you want to build with agents, quality agents. Dig a little bit deeper on what that is.
A micro team for me is really getting deep, one-on-one with our agents. The training, the mentorship, the hands-on, and having a micro team allows us to do that.
It does. What is your culture? What are you trying to build from a culture standpoint?
What's priority for us is building a strong community. That's the culture.
Any realtors out there who may be struggling a little bit to get deals, what are you telling them?
What do I tell agents? You start number one with your sphere of influence. It's not rocket science, guys. It's very simple. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there. The template is there. So it's really focusing and breaking that down. My name is Mario Rivera. I was born in Guatemala, America. I was imported to the United States of America. Not in a wood crate though, but I was definitely imported between 3 and 4 years old. I grew up in Madera, so I went to elementary, junior high.
Guatemala to Madera?
To Madera. Then I was age appropriate for kindergarten, so I started off in kindergarten, went through to Millview Elementary, then jumped over to middle school at Thomas Jefferson. Then from Thomas Jefferson, I went to high school. And coincidentally, when I got to high school, there was a brand new high school. It was its second year open. And so they were busing students back and forth because one school had like the School of Technology, Science, and the other school had a School of everything else. So you would bus back and forth. So that was pretty interesting. So we did that for 2 years. Population kept on growing and growing. So they ended up, drawing the line in the sand. They made students decide what school they want to go to. Siblings, there's 5 of us total. So there's 5 total. I'm the middle of 5. I have an older brother and an older sister. And then it's me, of course, and then my younger brother and my younger sister. What did I do? How did I get into real estate?
In real estate, when did you get your license?
I got licensed in 15.
Oh, okay.
So February of 15 is when I got licensed. So February of 26, which is just around the corner, I'll be 11 years licensed. So how did I get into real estate? To be completely honest, it wasn't planned. It was not planned. I worked in the metals industry for 15 years. I was newly married, young. I was probably like 20 years old. I started working at a manufacturing plant, started off in shipping and receiving. And over the years, I moved up to the packaging department. After a couple of years, I ran a couple of machines. And after a couple of years, I ran more machines. So I spent 15 years at that company. On year 10 approximately, that's when I moved into the office. I earned a promotion. I wasn't given a promotion, but I earned a promotion. I became the quality assurance manager and quality control manager at the same time. So I was doing QA and QC. So it was a really cumbersome job, but I enjoyed it. It was very meticulous, very detail oriented, everything from, OSHA regulations to inventory. There's millions and millions of pounds of inventory that we had to track on a daily. Long story short, after 15 years, I capped on my wages. And so I went to the higher ups and I asked if I can get a raise. Unfortunately, it's very minimal, just pennies on the dollar, very, very minimal. The only other option is to move to Santa Fe Springs. That's where...
What was in your company?
ThyssenKrupp Material.
Okay.
It's a German-based company. So they told me your only option is Santa Fe Springs. So this was almost 11 years ago. Well, actually 11 years ago. And my kids were in middle school, like 7th grade. And then I had like a freshman. I didn't want to uproot them, especially raising them in a little small country town. I didn't want to uproot them and move to LA. It would be definitely just a shock for them. I started applying in different areas and application after application after application, overqualified. And so they wanted to start me like just way at the bottom. So one day I was talking to Maria and said, hey, what do you think if I do real estate? And she encouraged me. She highly encouraged me. I got my course. I passed my course, did my test, and then it was, well, we need to hang your license. So I hung my license at a local brokerage. What I did slightly different was I wanted to build a business for myself. Of course, I've been married for 26 years to Maria. It was important for me to build the name for myself, right? I told Maria, would you be opposed to that? And she said, absolutely not. Which she's very, very encouraging, very supporting. If anybody knows Maria, that's what she is. That's the core of who she is. Loving, encouraging, supporting, always wants the best for everybody. So that's definitely who she is. Well, so I got licensed, ended up building my own sphere of influence, started building my business. Throughout the years, just the nonstop encouragement and support, it's been definitely what helped pave my business. A few years later, we built a team, Ignite Real Estate and Associates, which we built, and actually this December will be 5 years in business. So we're super excited about that. So when what we're doing now is fast forward to today, we're focusing on a micro team. A micro team is important for us because it's small, it's compact. We have 8 agents at the moment. With the amount of agents that we have, we're able to focus and do a lot of one-on-one. I love that. And that means a lot to us.
Yes.
Being able to, very intimate. And our agents, if you ever hear me talk about my team, I say our team, I never say they work for me. We all work together. We're business partners. So when we do onboarding, we talk about a business partnership because that's important, That's very, very important to me. So it's definitely a long journey that got us here.
Yeah, so it's funny you say a couple things. So number one, you were in the metals business. I bought a metals company 2 years ago, and I just moved them to Santa Fe Springs, California.
Legit.
Yeah. And I'm in the titanium business.
Right.
And so we buy a lot of titanium 6-4. We're in a metal specialty engineering, so we do a lot of R&D. The aerospace and defense is really our niche.
Yeah.
So I'm knee deep in that. I work every Tuesday. I go in at 3 a.m. there, and I work from 3 a.m. until about 7 a.m. there. I'm revamping their sales and modernizing their sales team. But we bought them 2 years ago with 3 other business partners. We paid $6 million for them. I love the metals business. I love it. But I love that I can still do my main passion, right, is what I do over here. So it's funny you say that, and then you say Santa Fe Springs, California, which is a couple of miles from where my office is, my building. Talk to us a little bit about September 23rd. We're 2 days away. Further Together. You're going to be speaking. You talked a little bit about micro teams right now. Micro teams kind of goes a little bit with Further Together. Further Together is micro teams. Micro teams is we're building this thing together. And I always say the full service agent, my model, our model, what we brought in, Further Together goes with that too, because we're all in this together. And so micro teams, quality, what you want to build with agents, quality agents, dig a little bit deeper on what that is.
A micro team for me and for Maria, my business partner, and Michael, is really, really getting deep one-on-one with our agents. The training, the mentorship, the hands-on, when we do cold calling, being side by side with them, being on the phone with them, that's very important. When we're door knocking, going out to the field with them, and actually door knocking with them when we're out on the field. Open houses, being able to visit all of our agents that are doing open houses and actually spending time going from open house to open house and encouraging them and supporting them. That's important for us, being able to leverage our time to really be in the forefront of our agents. So that to me is very important, and having a micro team allows us to do that.
It does because you are focused on that individual. You really are. It's not a number, it is an individual, and it is a person, it is a name. And I think that's important. When you and I were talking about that earlier, and then we happen to be here, we as a company strongly believe in that too. We want quality, and I know that we've met every single person on your team that you've built, and every single person is quality, and you could totally feel it and see it. So you guys are building a very unique culture. Yeah, I don't know if I can ask you to speak on it, because I probably should have asked Maria this the other day, but what is your culture? What do you guys, because you guys, I'm sure you guys have talked about that, right? What are you trying to build from a culture standpoint?
What's priority for us is building a strong community. That's the culture. The culture is having a strong community, building those bridges with every business professional. That's our culture. And being able to be there for each other unconditionally.
Yeah, man, community. I think a lot of people, if you don't understand, you guys know where we're coming from, but up here in the Central Valley, it's big on community, man. They are big on community, and you don't feel it until you actually go in there and start talking to people, man. Community means something here, so he's definitely on to that, and he's building it. They are building it from a company standpoint. Any pointers that you can give out to any realtors out there who may be struggling a little bit to get deals? What are you telling them?
So number one, it's not rocket science, guys. It's very simple. A lot of people are saying we have to go back to basics. No, you have to continue doing what you're doing because that's the foundation of your business. So what do I tell agents? You start number one with your sphere of influence. In your phone, you have a couple of hundred people, whether it's family, friends, gym buddies, church members, co-workers. Start with your phone. All right, that's number one. Another thing, social media, it's free. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. I'm not a big fan of the camera. You know, I'm here in front of the camera right now. I'm not a big fan of it, but this is important. And that's part of who we are, is we lead by example. So here we are. Be comfortable to be uncomfortable.
There you go.
You know, so be in front of the camera. Social media, sphere of influence, door knock, and cold call.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there. The template is there.
Yeah.
So it's really focusing and breaking that down.
I always tell young people that are getting in the bit. I don't teach the cold call model because I've made a lot of money in the warm call field. And I say warm call field because sometimes I tell people to give me your phone, call somebody you know. And I tell them, okay, cool, you called them. And then I'll just get on the phone from them and I'll just, they'll say, I know somebody who owns a business. Oh, well, who is it, Joe? Do you mind I call Joe? And I don't even know who Joe is, but it's still a warm call for me, right? And then I call Joe next. And I do weird things. I'll walk in an office and I'll just say, call somebody. And I turn deals into deals. And I tell people that all the time. So yes, SOI is very important. But the young kids, get on a team, get on a quality team that can support you because you're going to learn very, very quick. I'm interested to see what your guys' cold call script is because I don't do it.
Yeah.
And I love that system. But yes, your SOI, and your SOI. And the most important thing is what you said is, you don't get back to basics. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Don't stop, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And it's very true what you said. It's just really being accountable. Having a sense of pride in what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. And you touched on something which I forgot to mention, but it's very, very true. A brand new agent, definitely go on a team. You have to go on a team. If you can commit 1 or 2 years,
2 years.
that's the best thing you can do.
Yes, man. You're not going to get it all at once. And my biggest weakness is I think that I'm going to be I'm going to make $10 million tomorrow. And I dream it every day. Every day I dream it. And look, it's not going to happen. Okay? Rome wasn't built in one day. I promise you, but find a quality team, as Mario just said right now. And if you could suck it up for 2 years, suck it up. All of my young guys that work for me, I promise, I hear them all day long. They're gonna own a Bugatti and they're gonna own in 2 months. And they're not, and they know it. But let me tell you, they put in work, man. These guys put in work. Get on a team like he just said. Find the right team that works for you. There's business out there all day. I'm sitting on the counter right now and I'm just going through my phone and I found a lead that I called on that I haven't talked to in 2 years. Yeah. And now he wants to connect tomorrow, and he's one of the biggest, he's a partner in the largest accounting firm, honestly, probably in the state, but he happens to be here in Fresno. And so I'm going to end up hooking up with him. But that's important what he says. But if you don't know Mario, make sure you reach out to him on his social media. If you don't know Maria, make sure, which is Mario's wife, make sure you reach out to them, to her. And they have a very powerful team up here in Madera. They're going to do huge things. I'm telling you right now, I sit before you on, what is today, September 20th? No, 21st. And we are 2 days away from one of the largest events that I'll tell you that we have been a part of in all of our career. And we couldn't have been happier to be connected with their company, them, the people that they represent. They've been open door. We're glad Mario's here with us today. Mario, if you could leave us with anything, talk to the camera. What touches your hearts today? Because I know what touches my heart, and I'm a very emotional person. I have daughters. I have people, these young kids that sit before me on a daily basis, Mario. And I wake up every day thinking about Chase. I think about my grandparents, first of all, but Chase, OG, all Nick, Esther, all my people back home. What am I going to do to make them better? What am I going to do to put more money in their pocket? I'm fine. I'm fine for the rest of my life. But what are we going to do for them? So give me something emotional that drives you.
What drives me is having the support, the unconditional support that I have from my business partner, Maria. That drives me. The support from my son, Michael. Well, Michael is hands down, and Maria, 100% invested in our vision and our dream and our company. And that's what drives me. Being able to lead by example, work amongst, side by side with them. That is definitely important. So what I would like to share with you guys is it's important to have somebody encouraging in your corner that will love you unconditionally, that will support you unconditionally, because this business is tough. It is really tough. You need thick skin. You definitely need thick skin, and it's important to have a support system. And I'm very fortunate to have Maria and Michael in my corner. So
It's that's actually inspiring because I don't run into many husband and wife teams, and let alone, and actually their son Michael, and actually I want to get him on camera if I can, if you guys can bring him tomorrow. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. He doesn't strike me like he's that type of person. He's probably not. I'm very big. How do I put this? I'm very big. I could analyze somebody like that energy wise, and I've trained in their office multiple times, and he'll give you something. I'm big at looking at people's eyes, and I take so much from him. And you guys have spoken so well. All as I know is that I'm a parent of multiple daughters, highly educated daughters. They speak well, they present themselves well. And to see the power that you've enabled your child to run your organization and be a part of your team at that level, it's very inspiring for me. I continue to say that all day. People tell me back home, hey, who's this Maria and Mario? You talk about them in our office. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna bring them in one day.
Yeah.
So now you guys on camera, you get to meet them. They will be at the Further together. They're actually gonna be on stage speaking. Further together. Again, who do you work for? Who are you? Tell them what your company is again.
once again, Mario Rivera, broker associate with Ignite Real Estate and Associates, serving the Central Valley under Real Broker. As far as social media, you can catch me at Realtor Mario. That's my Instagram. We're really heavy on Instagram. Facebook as well, just my first and last name, Mario Rivera.
There you go. And Chris Foster with the Foster Company, your #1 resource. Let's go.